that cleans. So if I'm cleaning and it's not foaming, it's not working. And if it doesn't leave a smell, my family don't know that I've cleaned. So we had to completely upweight the product sensories in Brazil so that it smells stronger and it foamed more, because that's what they needed to believe in order to buy into the brand idea of clean less, live more. So it shows you that you can have a really powerful global strategy, but how that then comes to life in markets can be nuanced through your products and how you talk about them and the way you tap into the local insights as well.
Do they know in advance what is the market that they want to go to? Like not only Brazil, like ages, mothers. Do they know that in advance, or when you're doing the research, you're deciding what is the right direction?
So we usually have a target group. So for something like Mr. Muscle, we're always looking at people with families and then younger people coming into the brand, because we always want to make sure is that you're recruiting in the next generation. You don't want to kind of focus on who your consumer is today. You want to ensure, okay, well, how is the next generation going to think about cleaning their homes, so that we are making sure we're appealing to them as well. So there's often a core target that we'll talk to. And then to your point about geographies, often it's about, we're either defending share in the market, or we're looking to go into a new market and launch products into there. Or you can see, we're not working and it's not successful. What's culturally not working about our brand or our products that's not really resonating?
So why is brand strategy important for the company, for the innovation processes? I guess it's important for them to sell and maybe to get better employees, but why is it good for innovation?
I think, you need to have both. If you're working on an innovation project, you can't just, innovate without thinking about the brand that you're working for as well. But also the brand needs to have the products to make its strategy come to life and be credible. So that's, you have to, on any innovation project, have both the brand manager, the brand director, the innovation manager, and the innovation director all part of it, because you're, through your brand strategy, you've come up with the world you want to create and the problem that you want to solve in the world and the tension. And then your innovation is really taking that problem to see, okay, how do we solve it through our products, our experiences? What does that look like? And I think, it's about, you can generate brilliant ideas, but they don't necessarily fit with your brand. And you can have a brilliant brand strategy, but it doesn't mean you've got the products that make it credible. So it's exactly like you were saying about an employer brand. They can say whatever they like, but if they don't have the evidence points there to bring it to life, if the two aren't in harmony, then it just doesn't work. And you can fail just because the brand is doing one thing and the products are doing another. And that's why it's really important two elements are together, and through any innovation journey that they're both there throughout.
Yeah. When you talked about the research and talking to people, I come from digital products, and I know that we're doing research very, very, very similar. But in many cases, there is no touch point between the brand strategy or the marketing and the products, especially in digital products. Maybe in consumers' products, it's different. And although we're doing something very, very similar, we don't converge into one process, which doesn't make sense, right? If the brand is talking to a specific person and he's supposed to be the end user or the customer, it makes sense that do you know any companies that are doing this collaboration between the product design and the brand designer and brand strategy going together?
I think there's a lot of companies that are doing it. If you look at some of the bigger companies like Netflix, Google, Meta, all those, they're constantly talking to each other. I think in that industry, it happens a lot faster and you can learn a lot quicker. So if you're an FMCG, you're talking about a longer process of changing things. I think what you do is a lot more A/B testing. So you get a lot more live feedback of, is this working? Is it not?
Right.
And I know, when you talk to Netflix, the way that you and I watch the same program, but because we have different interests, how we experience that program will be totally different. So the images that you would see on your Netflix homepage and the words you would see would be totally different than the ones I would see for the same program, because it might be for one story, I'm interested in the character love story, but you're interested in the murder mystery in the exact same program. So they would hook us into the same program through understanding us. And I think that's the interesting way that in a digital space, you can learn what's working. Did someone click on it? Did they not click on it? How are we learning and optimizing?
Yeah, I think it's much easier in digital products. First, it's like a very focused technical point of view,
Yeah,
and you have all the algorithm working for you that will help you
exactly.
do that. And I know that they're gathering the information from people watching and creating the series based on that information. So they know that people after, I know, half an hour they're going and having to stop to go to the kitchen to bring something, they would put a scene there that will enable you to just stop and go or something like that. So they're building whatever you want. So I
Yeah.
want to go back to our previous discussion, and the last time we talked, I talked to you as one of women in innovation. You're the London chapter lead, and I cannot just not talk about it. And I want to ask you, what are the challenges for women in innovation today?
So I think I know last time we talked a lot about sponsorship, but I think through a lot of our events, some of the things that we're hearing about is, remote working. Women have struggled doing that, and I think even as we're talking today through a computer, it doesn't work well for everyone, and often women have felt that their voice has not been heard when they've been on a Zoom call or a Teams call. They've got team members who are louder than them, that talk over them. They wait for a break in the conversation